Tonight's program is not going to go where a lot of you might think it goes here. We are going to stay firmly focused on power dynamics. And let me tell you, right now there are some folks who are getting a brutal lesson in power dynamics as we speak here. All right. For those of you who may be unaware, and I assure you I take absolutely no joy, not even schadenfreude, look it up, in the events that are unfolding. But in the last 24 hours, there is a Instagram model, a young Asian woman, who has said that she is pregnant by one of the Fresh and Fit crew. And yeah, I'll tell you, that's a hell of a spot to be in, especially after all these years. What I'm going to do for you here is she's gone so far into desperation. She wants to try to sway everyone. And just remember, when you're doing things like that, the weakest one in the room is the loudest one in the room. Although, she may have a little leverage on her side here.
All right.
I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and then it's over.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
You're not killing. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know?
Okay, so what you gonna do?
Oh boy. You know, usually it's the guys who are saying it's the female when she gets pregnant. Y'all know the talk. What you gonna do? So you know when somebody's holding a stick up. What you gonna do? Well, that's what she said. Well, I'm pregnant now. What you gonna do? Oh, my dude, this is a stick up. It's a stick up.
Like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know?
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Nothing. Well, why did I do anything to you?
Nothing?
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So, like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby?
Now, let's be clear. Her English is not the best. I'm not going to down her for it. She's more, hey, look, she speaks better English than we speak Mandarin. Let's just leave it at that. So when she said, what are you going to do to me? I think what she meant to say is, so what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? What are you going to do with me? Okay, you don't want a kid, but I'm pregnant. So what you going to do with me? And hell of a spot to be in.
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So, like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I mean, I could go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
And why do you make me pregnant now?
That's I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then I said, oh, wow. Like,
this, ladies and gentlemen, is called the stage of disbelief. When you allow the heat and passion of the moment to override logic, reason, and future thinking. He will move beyond this to this point to anger, and then finally to acceptance.
So just think about it. It's meant to be.
Do you hear the way she keeps talking? Well, think about it. It's meant to be. So she's like, hey, you need to go ahead and drop it off.
And why do you make me pregnant now?
That's I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then I said, oh, wow. Like,
So just think about it. It's meant to be. God
Sorry?
God wants you to have the baby.
Definitely not.
It is. God wants you to have a baby. 7 years never happened, and then you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant. What does that mean?
That means that he is reckless. If it was only 1 month, that means that he is reckless. That's what that means. How do you strike out after 1 month? And I'm not, contrary to what you all might think, I know you all would think I'd be downing him, put the boots to him, but actually I'm like, okay, let's just deal with this from an objective standpoint because there are lessons to be learned. 1 month. Now, you know what's happening when a dude is trying to lock a chick down because he feels like she is the best he will ever have. He's never going to have anything better, so he feels like she's the best he's ever going to have. You better put some handcuffs on her. And she was like, hey, ain't nothing really popping over there in Guangzhou City, so let me see if I can get something going over here. Don't worry, I got invoices.
Now I just think about if a baby 7 years never happened, and then you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant. What does that mean?
By the way, do you see the language she uses? By the way, did you all notice the language she uses? I mean, what the hell? All you passport bros, yeah, you got a lot of explaining to do here. Do you hear how vulgar she is? I mean, straight from China, and I mean vulgar as hell. What in the world? She's got the vocabulary of an American stripper and the behavior to match. So yeah, by the way, let me point that out. I mean, she is as vulgar and gutter as you can be. You picked a winner here, buddy.
Well,
Now I just think about if you force me to kill the baby, then you're a sin.
well, we already sinned by having sex. But it's too late now, you know?
She's not a very good debater there. So no, she's a terrible debater. All right, let me go ahead and introduce you all here to Ms. Daisy Chin. If you go to her IG, you will be treated to various things. The pride of China, the pride of Beijing. She's at the gym here. Boy, I'm trying to ask myself, when was the last time that I saw a female strutting through the gym with a shopping bag? This has got to be the laziest gym attendant you've ever seen. Look at this one right here. Now, what I want you to see, I'm going to take down the waveform here so you all can see the whole screen. Take a look down here at the bottom. Take a look where her legs are. Looks like she's doing chin-ups. Take a look. Oh, look at that. By the way, nice tattoos there. Miss Conservative China, third world, non-westernized, blah, blah, blah. Passport bros, hold this L. But by the way, yeah, she wanted to let you know that she's working out so hard that, let me not even bend the knee. Take a look at this right here, boy. I'm going to feel the burn. Yes, sir, folks. Feel the burn. Oh, that'll get some toned triceps there. Oh, look at that back. Those back muscles are gonna just be worked. Yes, sir. You all can tell them there's the hardest working chick at the gym there now, ain't it? Just saying. Anyway, these are some of her other pictures. Once again, boy, I'm telling you, she's really working it at the gym, isn't she? I mean, she's putting in a full day there. Move aside, CrossFit females. Daisy's here. All right. Now, she actually is some kind of fitness competitor over there. And it's very obvious that she's on gear. For those of you who don't know, gear is slang for anabolic steroids. So she is obviously using gear. She is obviously using anabolic steroids and not a little bit. So you can see when she's off cycle. You can see when she is off her cycle. I'm not talking about her menstrual cycle. I'm talking about her steroid cycle. See when she's off her cycle and then see what she looks like when she's on it. So she is a steroid user. What else does this tell me? This also tells me that most likely she is a cosmetic surgery user. I suspect because she's using anabolic steroids that she is also a serious, repetitive cosmetic surgery user. So she's on Anabol, she is on Botox, she's on a number of other things. And you thought just because she lives in China, they don't know the game. Yes, they do. So just understand, y'all seen the stories about those women in China who go off and get this crazy amount of cosmetic surgery and then go look for a Westerner who isn't suspecting at all and he's ripe for the picking. Well, yeah, there she is. Just wanted to let you know, Mom of the Year. Yeah, there she is. There she is. So that is Miss Daisy Chin. That is Miss Daisy Chin. Now, I want to go a little bit further here. And by the way, if I am talking a little bit slower tonight, it is because I got a lot going on here. But I want to go ahead and show you a couple of things here first. About how he probably got wrapped off into this. If you take a look, and they said she was on his show or whatever, Fresh and Fit or whatever, they said he was on their show. All right, fine. This is Miss Chin's Instagram. If you take a look here, this is her Instagram. The woman barely has 2,100 followers. Barely has 2,100 followers. It's not like she's knocking down major things or anything like that. If she's got a bigger following, it's somewhere else. But I think that says a whole lot. I think that actually says a whole lot. Just thought I would point it out to you there. All right. Now, you heard the phone call and the text messages. She's been throwing text messages everywhere, so she is really, really desperate. She is completely whacked out, desperate. She figured this was going to be as easy as breaking them white tricks, and it didn't work out that way. So she's going around and trying to make tours and calling up programs. And she called into one here. And I want to play some parts of it for you here because this is power dynamics at work. This is power dynamics at work. First, I want to show you this little bit of audio here. This is them asking her, when did you sense that things were off? Because she's complaining about he no take responsibility. Okay. When did you sense that things were off? Listen to what her answer is.
No, he did like making efforts. Like,
congratulations, Daisy, on your
for me, it was like everything was pretty like real for me.
Yeah. When did you start to sense things were off with him?
About a week ago, he told me he decided not to rent the apartment as he promised.
Oh, so a week ago he told her, yeah, I was getting ready to put you up all nice and everything. I've had a second thought. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and just sock away that money for a minute? I got a second thought about that. So, yeah, that happened there. That's the first thing she said. But listen, she's got a lot more to throw in there.
When did you start to sense things were off with him?
About a week ago, he told me he decided not to rent the apartment as he promised. The reason why I want my own space is because I knew he wanted to see other girls and his job because of what he does.
What? The reason I wanted my own space is because I know he wants to see other girls. Now, I'm going to let the rest of it play, but I wanted you all to catch that from the beginning because she doesn't back off of it, not until later. But by the way, she was like, okay, he can buy me a place and whatnot and set me up nice, and he can have other females. That's what she said. She said we had an agreement. Listen for yourselves.
When did you start to sense things were off with him?
About a week ago, he told me he decided not to rent the apartment as he promised. The reason why I want my own space is because I knew he wanted to see other girls, and his job, because of what he does, obviously he's going to like deal with other women, associate with other women, which is fine for me. We had an agreement, on that. And I know all men, to become successful, they wouldn't want to be with just one woman. And I told him, as long as I'm the man, that's fine with me. Just use protection and don't bring me disease.
Well, yeah, so he grabbed him a China chick. And she came out the gate saying, hey, as long as I'm the main, you can do whatever you want to. Just so long as I'm sitting pretty, you can do whatever you want to. Now, let's be very, very clear. She actually has a specific idea of what, quote, main means. She has a specific idea. So she's trying to act like she's just the grieved victim and it's all about the baby, and she doesn't give a damn about the baby. She's like, hey, nigga, you were supposed to drop some coin. Once I got to lock a nigga down, baby, you supposed to drop some coin. I'm supposed to have you handcuffed. If you all believe that she is in this for love, give me the heart emoji. But if you all believe she's in it for the bag, give me the money bag emoji and hit the likes button for me. It's over 2,000 people in here live in just the first 15 minutes. And I have a lot of ground I'd like to cover tonight here if we are allowed to. So if people like the program, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the degrees and dimensions that you are going to hear absolutely nowhere else. We are not discussing dating. We are discussing power dynamics. And right now, Fresh and Fit is losing the power dynamics game by miles and miles. They're losing it by miles. So what happened? What happened is old boy got caught up. He got caught up. He grabbed a chick. He figures she's straight from China, but she knows how to speak English, so she'll be sufficiently broken. That's what he was telling himself. He was telling himself that's what it was going to be. Another gringo who told himself that all women are the same. Well, in all honesty, yes, they are the same. Although in this case, the same means smarter than you. No offense, but by the way, she saw you coming from a mile away. She saw you coming from a mile away. That's a problem. Now he's caught up. This was the best he's ever done. He has never had a broad look like this. He has never had a broad exotic, different, got enough Americanization to her that you both can actually have some form of, you have something in common. But the tattoos, the vulgar language, the westernization, dude, she had red flags, more red flags than a, pardon the expression, Chinese parade. Yeah, got him in trouble there. Got him in trouble there. Got him in trouble there. Now he's caught up because this was the best he could do. And while she had those muscular thighs around him, she had him in a trance. Let me tell you all, that's what happens to the majority of men. The majority of men, I gotta get raw for just a moment here. The majority of men are in a trance when they're having sex. They are in a trance, and their desire to complete the act completely overrides logic and reason. They're not thinking about tomorrow. there's actually a genetic component that prevents us from thinking about tomorrow. He's only thinking about the next couple of minutes. And so when a female's got having sex with a dude and he's into it, he's in a trance. He stops thinking. And women know this. Women know that sex turns a man's brain off. It turns his will to fight off. It turns his will to resist off. And the fella be sitting there hypnotized. And that's the reason why most dudes who are baby daddies are baby daddies. Because when they get in bed with a female, they give over their mind, body, and soul, and they go into a trance. Here's the problem. The female isn't in a trance. Here's the problem, fellas. The females are not in a trance. She know exactly what she looking to get, and she's not going to back down from it. The fellas are hypnotized. Well, why didn't he pull out? Trance. Why didn't he pull out? He's in a trance. He's watching things jiggle and bounce, and he's enraptured. Oh, well, she didn't get pregnant the last 2 or 3 times. Okay, well, 3rd time's the charm, dude. Now, that's how he got caught up. He fell for the bait. She told him that he could have other women. But by the way, she's going to contradict herself later. Of course she is. Of course she's going to contradict herself later in this interview. Of course she is going to refute exactly what she just said, which is, I know he's dealing with other women and I was okay with it. Before this interview is over, you're going to hear her say exactly the opposite. Of course she is. Of course she is. Now I want to go forward a little bit more here. They're talking about what happened when he gives her the boot.
Child.
You
He
cannot
had
see
no
the child.
rights.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's not acting like a dad.
Sure,
He's
of course.
acting-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
He's laughing
what,
about it. Look at
what this
on
guy's
the
saying
show.
is let's say
Yeah, he's a
he
trash.
realized tomorrow. Let's say at a come to Jesus moment, he realizes, oh, I was actually being a terrible person. Let's say he realizes that and he says, you know
No,
what?
he
We're
doesn't.
going to do this
He's always
together.
been-
I know he won't. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if he did, if he decided to actually live his values and be a Christian man in this world and take care of his kids, if he decided that, would you let him see his kid? You would, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Jesus.
I wouldn't.
And what,
Because what did he do? What did he do for this kid? He doesn't even want this kid. He wants me to take the pill. He didn't even want to talk to me. I talked to him. I said, because I was afraid maybe like he was questioning me about the pregnancy test, that I was trapping him. So I went to the hospital. I did a blood test that came out. I sent it to him to make sure I'm not trapping him. And before that, he didn't talk to me. He didn't ask me how I am, how's my situation. He just like kind of kicked me out. He kicked me out from his apartment. I had to I booked my ticket and I came to New York.
So she didn't go back to China. She booked a ticket and went to New York. All right. First thing is, by the way, if you're listening out there fresh, paternity test. By the way, folks not liking the broadcast here much tonight. That's perfectly fine. Just wanted to go ahead and cover a few things here. We'll go ahead and probably have a shorter one here tonight. But yeah, boy, she's letting you know if I'm not getting the benefits I'm supposed to be getting, that's it. He decides to start booting her to the curve after she's showing him positive pregnancy tests. He's waiting until now to pull the plug. A little late for that. Let's go forward a little bit more here. I want you to hear this next part.
Can I ask you, whose idea was it to come to Miami here?
Good question.
Whose idea was it for you to move to Miami? Was it something you came to together? Or was it your idea to go move? Yeah.
So I posted on my story that before I spent the New Year with him, right? And before I traveled back to China, he asked me what's my plan, and he told me first he had a conversation with me that he was really serious with me and he sees me as a future, something that he can have a future with, like someone. And I told him, well, if that's the case, and I really like him here and I can move here. Yeah, that's something we decided together.
She was trying to get chose up on. She was trying to get raised up out of China. That's what she was trying to do. On her Instagram, for example, let me go ahead and show you some more here. On her Instagram, she doing the most. She's trying to get somebody to get her up out of there. She wants to be seen, and she is trying to get seen. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for somebody to go ahead and throw some money down and change her life. That's what she's doing. She's also got some other stuff on here, like from a competition. Let me see, because she's got some other stuff on here from competitions she was doing. By the way, great squats there. There's a fitness competitor if you ever saw one. She is ready for the world, as the old group says. Ah, there you go. Well, what do you know? This looks more like a peep show than a fitness show. So they wasn't really giving benefits over there in Guaojin like she was looking for. They wasn't really dropping benefits. They wasn't really dropping benefits, and she was like, okay, I don't know how to twerk, but I can do the next best thing. Don't know how to twerk, but I can do the next best thing. And nobody put a bid in over there. So she was like, okay, y'all is too lame to put a bid in. I ain't trying to stand here the rest of my life. Not trying to stay here the rest of my life. Y'all gotta get it better than that. Y'all gotta get it better than that. So, yeah, there she is, letting you know. Oh, she was on the move. Understand something, she was on the move. And the fellas over there didn't know what to do with it. Don't worry, she's actually gonna say something very close to that. All right, she said that she spent New Year's with him before she traveled back to China. Now, here I want to go to the next thing. I want you to hear this part.
Okay, can I ask you, so if you wanted to, be together with him, start a family with him, did you ever talk to him about not doing the whole, multiple women with one guy thing? Were you concerned about the fact that he was seeing and having a bunch of other women on the side, or?
I wasn't concerned because he always told me, I only want you, you're the only one. Like, he never admitted that he's sleeping with other women until today.
What? Lie. As I said to you all, by the way, she is going to directly contradict herself in just a few minutes. No, your Humpty ears do not deceive you. They don't deceive you. Why, 5 minutes in, she was saying this.
Oh, he told me he decided not to rent the apartment as he promised. The reason why I want my own space is because I knew he wanted to see other girls, and his job, because of what he does, obviously he's going to deal with other women, associate with other women, which is fine for me. We had an agreement, on that.
Damn! Yeah, like I said, 5 minutes in, she was saying, oh, we had an agreement. He can see other women just so long as I'm the main.
And I know all men, to become successful, they wouldn't want to be with just one woman. And I told him, as long as I'm the man, that's fine with me. Just use protection and don't bring me disease.
Okay, that's what she said at 5 minutes in. 5 minutes later, she got a whole new tune 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that's something we decided together.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can I ask you? So, if you wanted to, be together with him, start a family with him, did you ever talk to him about not doing the whole, multiple women with one guy thing? Were you concerned about the fact that he was seeing and having with a bunch of other women on the side, or?
I wasn't concerned because he always told me, I only want you. You're the only one. Like, he never admitted that he's sleeping with other women until today. And I don't want to think about it because I knew like every guy does that anyway, and plus that's what he does. So I respect him, and he posted me. He kind of made it official. So I'm like, okay, he does takes me seriously.
Okay, so look here, folks. If nobody else is dissecting that, by the way, bald-faced liar much? She's like, whatever version of the facts helps me at the moment I'm giving it. So first, I give him all the permission because I know what he was. Then later, oh no, he told me he wasn't like that. I didn't find out he was sleeping with other women until today. Okay, let's be very, very clear. These guys have a YouTube program. It's one of the biggest YouTube programs on the website. It's impossible to lie. It's impossible to lie. How in the world can you have a whole damn YouTube channel and that occurs? You have a whole YouTube channel. They sit up here and say this stuff every night. Oh, he lied to him. How do you lie to someone in those circumstances? Tell me how that occurs. In the chat room, Give Last will call in when I open up the telephone lines. So mods, make sure to get his information. When I open up the telephone lines here in just a little bit, Give Last will be required to call in. So now she realizes, oh hell, it was far easier liking this than it was getting it. Oh man. Well, she's not done yet.
So I didn't care about what's happening outside, and I don't really pay attention about his show and what is he talking about. Only recently I've been taking his haters been texting me. I never believed him, believed his haters. I always trusted him and supported him.
Okay. So are you saying, did you ask him if he's seeing other women and he told you no, or did you just never ask him if he's seeing other women?
I asked him. I always make joke or make fun about this. Okay, this girl is good looking. At his show, I'm like, he could be good for you. And he's like, no, I'm okay. He's like, I'm okay. He also told me I wish you were here. I wish you were here. And when he's on a boat party, I was asking him did you just have a boat party? He's like, no. I was thinking about you. I mean, I knew that.
Lie.
He's like, no. I was thinking about you. I mean, I knew that sometimes he's just covering it, but for me, it was okay, because I knew he's not just dating just one woman, and I noticed that.
Okay, then you cannot claim that he was deceiving her. She sat there and said, yeah, I know better. She's literally sitting there saying, I know better. When he's on a boat and stuff, he says one thing, but I know better. Well, at that point, you can't claim ignorance. Come on, folks. You can't have it both ways now. Just saying. So she's admitting right there, she know the game. Everybody knows. They got a whole damn YouTube channel. Everybody knows the game. She thought she was going to beat the game. Well, a lot of lessons learned here. Now, at the 17-minute mark, some female gets on here and, yeah, like I say, things were going okay till we get about here. Well, you can see what she had to say here. We got the sister girl thing happening, so when she shows up, let's go ahead and support that
you're out of his league. So I guess
2 days, obviously they had sex, and he invited her.
You are I was admiring you. I've been admiring you for a while, and I've talked about how wonderful you look. You're beautiful. somebody, what is it that you saw in him? Because to me, it appears to me physically that you're out of his league. So I guess I wanted to know, what did you see in him? Because we know what he saw in you.
Okay, so my real thing here is, ladies, if you want to make criticisms or whatever, that's not really a valid one to make in that regard, because what women are looking for in men is not what men are looking for in women. I'm not sure what this woman looks like, but I'm just saying, or if she's got a dude, I'm not sure what he looks like, but ma'am, I mean, if you really want to deal with it, if you want to know why y'all keep losing, cheap shots are not how you dismantle things. There's a way to dismantle things. And by the way, I am no friend of Fresh and Fit. I am historically no friend of Fresh and Fit. I'm on the record for years of them being coons and everything else. But I'm going to call it straight down the middle. I'm going to call it straight down the middle. And, you know, cheap shots are not going to help you there, ma'am. It's not going to help you. Just bottom line. That's not going to help you. So if it bothers you, okay, so be it. But cheap shots are not going to help you. Just saying. Got to do better than that. And she asked, what is it that you saw in him?
Yeah, I know. What he sees me is, I know I'm not just only beautiful because I'm kind. I was taking care of his mom when his mom was in town. Like, I was being very nice to everybody. All of his friends liked me. I have a good personality. I'm confident. I'm independent. So he sees me in that. Maybe he sees me in that's my weakness. That's why he take advantage of that. But what I see from him is, this is my first time in the state, you know, everything was new for me. I met him. I was like, I wasn't planning to meet him. I wasn't planning for that. And then I went out with him one time. He was really fun, romantic. He knows exactly what I want. And he's very good at playing games. And he made it looks like real. It felt like real. I still.
Oh boy, I mean, what a victim. What a victim. She was extending to him her good, decent, all around wonderful heart. Why, she was just looking for somebody to love her. And why, of all the people she met, this guy who's on YouTube claiming to floss around a whole bunch of money and things, why, she just fell in love with him. I mean, at first sight, it was just immediately all the videos and all the programs and all the other thoughts that were on there. Why, that didn't matter to her. Why, she could truly see his heart. So glad we got that. And I'm also so glad that it's always going to be about her heart and not about money.
Couldn't believe that he just.
Is he the first serious relationship you've been in? Like, is he the first, like, have you ever been in a serious, like a really, really serious relationship on this level before?
Yeah, I did.
How many times?
Like one time.
So he was the second person you've been in a serious relationship like this on this level?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is why, no disrespect to whoever this woman is, no disrespect, but there's a reason why some of y'all just shouldn't be asking questions. You don't understand. You don't get it. You shouldn't be asking. This is a waste of time. The question that she asked was a complete waste of time. It doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you anything at all. How many relationships have you been in? She been in enough relationships, damn it. She been in enough of them. She been in enough of them to have tattoos on her back. She's been in enough of them to fly back and forth from America to China. She's been in enough of them. She's been in enough of them. So this is really insulting to people's intelligence. This is very, very insulting. So, like I say, it's just, you know, no disrespect, man, but it's just some of y'all you shouldn't be asking any questions. You just shouldn't. You should not be asking any questions. The questions you're asking are banal. It's loaded. Okay, you don't help people by going in with garbage about, oh, we don't like fresh and fit. Okay, we got it. You don't like it. But that's not clearly defining what the problems with this woman happen to be. It's not defining that. And your questions aren't getting us any closer. By the way, let me show you how much of a fool she makes of herself. Those questions were so useless. Let me show you how useless they were.
Okay.
But he's the first person I actually wanted to have a kid with.
What? Okay, I just want to, from woman to woman, I just want to understand if the fact that he wasn't like proposing to you or want marriage with you, why did you want to have a child with him?
Because I didn't care about the marriage. I never believed in marriage.
Oh.
So from my perspective is if I'm in love with a person, I don't mind. And if I see the person is very connected with me and we have good chemistry and personality and financially everything is good, then for me it's fine, you know.
Yeah, all the folk talking about their passports and traditional women and over there in China and let me find somebody who isn't going to get me wrapped off into state marriage. Well, this chick right here, I mean, isn't she everything these guys talk about? Doesn't she check all the boxes? She's fit, feminine, friendly, not afraid of dealing with a man without getting married? Well, doesn't she check all the boxes? Yeah, you didn't think you were going to hear this out of China now, did you? Oh, no, I don't care about marriage. Straight out of China and telling you I don't care about marriage. And she's ready to have the bastard babies right off the rip. I don't care about marriage. So understand something, folks. Facts are stubborn things, they're problematic things, and they start whooping your ass after a little bit. But I'm not done.
And if I see the person is very connected with me and we have good chemistry and personality and financially everything is good, then for me it's fine, you know. And he's not for me, like I never sees him as like he's a rich man, because like where I come from, I've seen so many rich people.
Where I come from, I've seen so many rich people. Yeah, you did. Yes, you have. They just weren't choosing you. That's the difference. I saw so many rich people. Yeah, seen a bunch of rich dudes. They were just not selecting her. They were just neglecting to select her. That's what happened. Be careful when they start inflating their own bull jive, by the way. I can have any man I want. She can't even keep the dude who doesn't want his kid.
And he's not for me, like I never sees him as like he's a rich man, because like where I come from, I've seen so many rich people. I could have many choices. It's just a feeling that I'm with him. He made me so happy and he's so romantic. And I liked his lifestyle, I guess.
Damn! Oh, okay. Yeah, little Miss Lady asking all the silly questions, by the way. If you want to know why it is, I said those are silly questions. After all that talking about, was this your first serious relationship? How about your second one? Was it a serious relationship? She doesn't have serious relationships. She's never telling you, I don't care about marriage. She's claiming that, oh, he tricked me and my heart was in it right before she tells you, oh, I don't give a damn about marriage. And then right here at the end, what does she tell you?
Made me so happy and he's so romantic. And I liked his lifestyle.
I liked his lifestyle. Have you been in a serious relationship? See, we can't expedite the trip to the real heart of the issues here because you got folks out there who ask silly questions. No offense. if she's listening in, she can learn how you ask actual substantive questions here. If you got an opportunity to do that, this is not the time to be asking silly questions because you're holding a grudge against another YouTube channel. This is not the time to do that. Not at all. Now, let me go a little bit further here because I want you to hear the rest of what she has to say.
Made me so happy, and he's so romantic, and I liked his lifestyle. I guess that's why.
So when you when your identity was exposed to his audience, what did you think what he did as for work on his show and the things that he said as a man about women, how he felt about women? Like, what did and of course the way his audience treated you, like, give me your impression on how did you feel about all of that?
I actually argued with him about this. Like, I was always telling him, Myron, something that Myron says on the show is not true. That the reason why he behaves like that, maybe he comes from a Muslim family. That's why. But he never, like, fresh. He doesn't really speak on the show. So, like, and I don't really understand the show. Before I knew him, I don't even know about, like, this show. I don't know anything about this. So I only paid attention afterward. So, so for me,
It doesn't take very long to see what their show is about. It doesn't take 3 episodes, 50 episodes. It takes 1. It's the same damn thing since the pandemic started. It's been the same damn thing the entire time. Want to go a little bit further here.
I've made mistake. I have to learn from my lesson. But that's why I didn't care about even exposing myself, and all of my friends already knew what happened. I didn't care about either it's gonna be a shaming for me, but I want to expose him, and so he doesn't keep hurting other women. Because if I knew this, I would never ever.
Now, what was the red flags that you missed? Because if I'm with you on that, and I'm on your team to make sure that he doesn't hurt other women. But as a woman, I can see him for who he is. I just want to see, I want you to help me see what you saw, because there could be lots of other women that saw what you saw and felt what you felt. To me, there was so many red flags. I would have, I'm married, but if I was single, I would have stayed far away from him. So,
no disrespect, folks. This is why married women, especially older married women, no disrespect, they need to check out of conversations like this. They have no place being in it. None. If your husband is not somebody that we all admire and want to be like, it's irrelevant. You can't sit up here and wave your husband flag and act like that's got weight, baby. That has no weight. If your husband is not somebody that we admire and someone we look up to and someone who has clout with us, then you don't have a flag to wave. You have no flag to wave, not just with the men, but also with the women. If other women do not admire your husband and want to be with your husband, you got no flag to wave. So that's all you got is, I'm married. Okay, but if your husband is not really somebody folks are interested in, there's a whole bunch of folks who might think your husband is Walter. No disrespect. I'm just saying, please. This is why older married women, no disrespect. You know how many times I said, no disrespect. They got to butt out of conversations like this. They're not on the field. They don't know anything. They are horrifically out of touch. They are horrifically out of touch, and they think that saying they got a husband is the same as a fella who's a complete dweeb, but he's worth $10 million. Every time you turn around, he's talking about, by the way, I'm worth $10 million. I got $10 million. I got $10 million. I got $10 million. By the way, did I mention $10 million? Take a look at my car. $10 million. So, ladies, if you want to show how shallow and weak you are, just if you think saying you got a husband impresses people when they're literally giving marriage licenses at every courthouse on the planet, all I can say is don't get mad at me for pointing out the obvious. So maybe that's the reason she's asking so many pointless, banal, absolutely irrelevant questions because she thinks what she's got is really hitting big. And it's like, and actually, no, it's not. It really doesn't matter. You being married doesn't give you a superior perspective. As a matter of fact, it gives you an inferior perspective because you don't know anything about what's happening out here in the world today. You're like the old folks in the 70s with your big ass afro and your bell bottoms and your fluorescent high heel shoes. But you don't know what's going on out here. You don't know what it means to be the female that is desired in the field today. So just to the older ladies out there, what y'all need to do is just sit back and listen. You're not on the field. You're not in the game. You don't get it. This is like folks in their 40s trying to comment about what rap music should be today. This is like people in their 40s and 50s trying to talk about what rap music should be today. That's my point right there. You're already out of it. You sitting over there with your country music album talking about rap music today. Just, there's a reason these things are banal. So I guess she was the only black person on their little panel, and it's like, okay, well, all right.
Help me see what you saw initially from the time you saw him.
Okay. First of all, I don't like being with a boring man, and he was not boring. I said that on the show. What I need from men is being honest and not boring and knows what he wants. And he just shows me all of that. So for me, I was like, okay, this is the man for me.
I need him to be not boring. He needs to be exciting. Like I say, to the married women out there, it's like you sitting with your husband on the damn rocking chair on the porch, and it's like, man, ain't nobody trying to emulate you. There are no young single women who want to be sitting on the porch, graying their hair out, gaining weight, getting canker sores, and sitting up here playing with the cats on their lap. They're still in the middle of the action, and you trying to convince them that, oh, look here, this boring stuff is great. If it was so great, you wouldn't be over here talking to the single female. Damn! If your married life was so wonderful, you wouldn't be looking for a group of single people to come and start blurting out your ideas to. Because the single people ain't looking for a group of married people to come talk to. The married folk are trying to convince the world that everything's fine. It's a damn crap show over there. 50% of marriages fail, and really closer to 60%. So they try to flex it as long as they can, but that's why they have to say, because I'm married, yeah, because you ain't got nothing else, and your marriage is irrelevant to the world. Well, maybe the single women will value it. No, they're really not. So just sit back, be quiet, listen, take notes, and just regurgitate what you hear from the folks who are still in the field. Stop messing with the dialogue.
I'm married, but if I was single, I would have stayed far away from him. So help me see what you saw initially from the time you saw him.
Okay. First of all, I don't like being with a boring man, and he was not boring. I said that on the show. What I need from men is being honest and not boring and knows what he wants. And he just shows me all of that. So for me, I was like, okay, this is the man for me. And he may behave with other women like that, but from what I have felt, that he was real with me, at least when we were together.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Because when you're in love, you are kind of blindsided.
So
this chick just told you she doesn't believe in marriage. If she doesn't believe in marriage, do you actually believe that she believes in love? Lie.
I wish I would never met him, but it just happened.
So because he was adventurous and he was would you say, I'm sorry, I'm messing my face up as I say this, or you say he was charming or he was just adventurous?
He was charming. He was sweet. He was very romantic. He surprised me all the time. And we have deep conversations when we meet, when we're in person. He makes me feel like he was really serious with me. He always tests me,
Wow, these folks here were trying to get their money, weren't they?
Ask me questions.
Like what, if you don't mind me asking?
like, what do you want from a man in the future? Like, what do you want?
He was asking, actually, you know what he was doing? See, men do this where they want to know what kind of character they need to play in your life, and they want to know the script. So you told him this.
He knows
Yeah,
what I
because you
want.
told him, girlfriend. You told him. You didn't keep nothing secret.
Okay, wait. Everybody says I'm with him for his money, but look,
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. No. I didn't say that. The reason I know you.
I don't care about money. I never said I don't, because on the show I even said they were asking me what, like, how much money do you think a man should make for a year? I told them $1 million.
Damn! What? $1 million? I don't care about money. I don't care about money. They asked me on the show how much a man should make. I said $1 million. Excuse me. And then the black female is sitting up here so busy trying to go it fresh and fit that she's just sitting up here ignoring blatant foolery up and down the line. This is why you can't have these older females engaging in the conversations. All they do is gum up the works. This woman is sitting up here making a straight ass of herself, and you so busy trying to direct her comments to see, okay, can this be a takedown of them? And she is vomiting all over herself, and you sitting here wiping it off your face and saying, okay, let's give it another try. She just debunked herself. And the black female is sitting up here trying to hug her butt cheeks. And that's a badass look. That's a bad look. The sister girl thing, woman to woman, that's a bad look. Subserving yourself to them. That's a bad look. That really, really is. If she had walked in there and just been objective, this would have turned out a whole lot better. Because I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed, the Asian chick wouldn't be sitting there bombing on Asian men. If an Asian man had gotten her pregnant, the Asian chick would not be sitting there bombing on them for her. I promise you that. If an Asian man had gotten this black chick pregnant, the Asian chick up here wouldn't be sitting up, oh, well, sister girl, you see, sister girl, woman to woman. She would have been like, oh, you say you want men for their money. That's the problem, you Bushika gold digger. That's what she would have said. So just understand, folks, I didn't make this up. I didn't make this up. These white men, yes, I said it. These white men who convened this panel, they chose her for a reason. They chose her for a reason, and this was the reason. Yeah. Now, the Asian chick just sat there and told you, I'm not about money, but they need to have I told them on the show, if you're going to talk to me, you got to make $1 million. With that point right there, nothing else needs to be said, does it?
Wait, everybody says I'm with him for his money, but look,
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. The reason I know you.
I don't care about money. I never said I don't, because on the show I even said they were asking me what, like, how much money do you think a man should make for a year? I told them $1 million, and that's my standards. He knows my standards.
Daisy, the reason I know you're not for money is because you went 50-50 on that bracelet. Okay.
Alrighty then. Nigga, please.
Where'd they find this woman? I mean, I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can, but where in the hell did they find this chick to just say silly thing and dumb thing after dumb? I know you ain't about money because you went 50-50. As if a female going 50-50 on a bracelet, by the way, not in a relationship, but on a bracelet. Where the hell did y'all find her?
I didn't say that. The reason I know you.
I don't care about money. I never said I don't, because on the show I even said they were asking me what, like, how much money do you think a man should make for a year? I told them $1 million, and that's my standards. He knows my standards.
Daisy, the reason I know you're not for money is because you went 50-50 on that bracelet. Okay,
yes,
a woman who was for money would never go 50-50 on that bracelet.
And I bought my.
Folks, I mean, this is what I'm saying here. to young people who don't know any better, these are the old black females. Yes, I said it. The old black females pretending that they have some authority to speak with, making a fool of herself. A woman wouldn't go 50-50. I'm just saying, when you're this out of touch and this completely clueless, let me just call it what it is. When you are this embarrassingly clueless about something, you just need to butt out of everything. This is why you don't let clueless women, and especially married clueless women, comment on things anymore. Once they do, they need to check their old retired asses out the game and shut up. Nobody admires you. Nobody envies you. Nobody's trying to be where you are. That's it. You're happy where you are? Great. Wonderful. You don't have anything to brag about over here because nobody wants to trade places with you. They say the dumbest things and have no idea what they're talking about. When you all these old women, they try to wing their way through the conversations about single people. They jump into conversations about single people and try to wing their way through it. And in this modern era, you all just fall flat, man. The problem with being married is that marriage stays the same, but every 5 years being single is different.
And deal with it, nigga.
That's the problem. You ain't got to like it. It's reality. Marriage stays the same, but being single changes every 5 years. You're totally out of touch with anything that's going on out here on the streets. You're completely out of touch and still opening your mouth to comment. This chick is all the way from China. What do you know about what a female from China is looking for in a man, in a long-term relationship? What is your frame of reference for a female from China? While you're sitting up here trying to talk like you got some authority or some inside knowledge, what is your frame of reference to this woman? You don't even have marriage as a frame of reference. And you didn't present your husband to see if this Asian woman would approve of your husband for herself. So you don't have anything. Except the hatred of fresh and fit, okay, but that doesn't win a debate or an argument. That's the problem. Even a person who was dating during the Match.com era knows nothing about the TikTok and hookup era. They're totally out of touch. When she sits up here and says barnacle brain dead stuff like, ooh, I knew you wasn't about money because you went 50-50 on the bracelet. Most of the divorced men who are in here, the females that they were dating went 50-50 with them in the beginning. And this married woman is trying to gaslight folk as if she wasn't doing the same damn thing, which is embarrassing, but that's what they have to do. So, all right. Folks, if a person is going to con people out of their money, they don't present themselves to you broke. If a person is going to con you out of your money, they're going to come up spending money. They're going to spend money on their cars, money on the house, money on the office space you come see them in, money on the restaurant to give you the impression that, well, they're certainly not after my money. They've got plenty of their own. And this, over time, will lead you to drop your guard. Now, everybody in here with a brain cell count over 3rd grade understands this. The married chick, I knew you wasn't about 50-50 when you went 50-50 on that bracelet. I knew you wasn't about money when you went 50-50 on that bracelet. I so did. This is why the young females are gameless. This is why the young females, dudes like Fresh and Fit and the rest of them can get over on them. Because this is their mamas and their grandmamas and their aunties. You know, if 50-50, you ain't about money, you do that. Her sons are going to be gotten over on and tricking off and every damn thing else from here to Kalamazoo. I mean, she thought what she said was brilliant. She thought what she said was, I'm talking about right up there. She thought she was brilliant to say that. It's literally illogical and a fallacy, and she thought she was brilliant. What they were supposed to be doing was hammering this Asian chick about what she was doing. It's like, hey, wait a minute, hold on a second. You certainly are not a traditional Asian chick. Why didn't they ask about her background, her upbringing, your parents? What in the world going on here? Why is it that you went to Miami? Why was she not looking for an Asian male, somebody that she had something in common with? And the bottom line is that this chick was looking for a come up. She was over there in China. And for those of you who are on the slow bus, well, you got it. Some of you don't understand. You think it's a backwater. Negro, please. They are all the way hip to the game over there. All the way hip to it. They know what they're doing. The females in Beijing are no different than the females in Baltimore. They getting over on you and hoodwinking you into thinking there's some quantitative difference. Take a look at how quickly she ran the game. If she could have got her an Asian millionaire, she would have done that. Let's be very, very clear. If she could have gotten her an Asian millionaire, she would not be coming all the damn way to Miami. That's inefficient as hell. Culture shock, every damn thing else. And she got her ass played like this. She was not going to come all the damn way from China if there was a millionaire over there who was fooling with her for real. No, she's not. She came over here because the dudes in China already know her rep. They see the hair. Let me tell y'all something. Most likely she listens to hip hop music.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Most likely she listens to hip hop music. Most likely she listens to a bunch of R&B. The Asian cats ain't really fooling with her like that because they can see something's wrong. She's all tatted up, and that is not traditional Asian, period. Them tattoos let them know, oh, no. You ain't nothing for us to invest in. Nothing for us to invest in. So she said, oh, well, let me go run the tables in America. Well, she ran the tables in America, and do you know what she came up with? She came up with this. She came up with this. This is how much her value was in America. This is what she could get. And not just that, she was all in. She didn't even give it a reasonable amount of time. That tells you that she's already been strung along so long and already been rejected so many times. I haven't had serious relationships. No, dudes just up here and flip-flop them drawers and send you back home. That's why you gave that answer. Yeah, I've had 2 serious relationships, and about 40 or 50 one-night stands. Dudes ain't fooling with you like that. So she comes over here, she goes to Miami, she says, hey, I found a little fella here who, in their world, I am a 10. In the fresh and fit world, this is a 10. This is their idea of a 10. Physically, socially, intellectually, she can't do nothing more than make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'm afraid she would cut herself with the butter knife. Damn! And she knows full well when dude is laying up and whatnot and he doesn't care about getting nobody pregnant, she's like, oh, he's let his defenses all the damn way down. He thinks he could see me as a wife. Okay, I got him. He thinks I'm just going to tolerate everything he does. It wasn't him who was listening to what she wanted so that he could pretend to be everything she wanted. It's her who listened to him and everything he wanted so that she could pretend to be everything he wanted. And just as soon as he didn't do something she wanted him to do, why, she goes thermonuclear. All of a sudden, that traditional Asian stuff and, oh, I'm kind and caring and loving, she's sitting up here putting her damn sex habits in front of the world. Let me tell y'all something. And by the way, you notice that the black female, why is it that she didn't get at the Asian chick and say, by the way, you sitting up here spilling all your sexual business in front of the world? That's these old females. They don't give a damn. They damn sexual history is out there in front of everybody. And what kind of man married that? Your sexual business is just on display for the damn world. Who you think any of us want to trade places with your husband, and that's the attitude you have about it? This Asian chick, if that's the case, she's supposed to handle that on the low. If the man is sitting up here talking to you crazy or whatever, it's like, okay, well, if that ain't gonna work out, you can either hop your ass back to China or you can go ahead and take him to the American court system. But all this, let me tell y'all where I've been and take a look at all my pregnancy tests. Take a look at all my and me and him, we've been having sex raw for over a month. While he was effing me and he would sit up here and spill for over a month. And the black female's like, well, did you show your sister girl? You tell it. You go ahead, sister girl. I knew you was straight. I knew you was all right. When I heard that, I knew you was straight. No objectivity whatsoever. None. This chick sitting up here literally telling you, by the way, I've been letting old boy give me the damn people's elbow with no protection. And I'm fine for over a month now. I can tell you how many times we did it. What kind of nasty ass broad is this? And what kind of chick is sitting there co-signing it and trying to talk past it? No, these older chicks ain't got no game. You can sit up here and listen to them if you want to. They'll make an ass out of you. They've already made an ass out of them. This Asian chick is on the come up. Nobody was messing with her back over there in Asia. She got over here in America. She found a sucker. And fellas, for the umpteenth time, I'm not upset that he sat up here and laid up with old girl. Do whatever you do. I just don't like to see stupid things happen. There is absolutely, positively nothing going on between this Asian chick's legs that is worth making a permanent attachment to. Absolutely nothing. There is nothing she got and nothing she's doing. There's nothing she brings. There's nothing she has that is worth making a permanent attachment. Fellas, all I can do is tell you, if you see a bad broad, knock yourself out. I don't care what the circumstances are. Make sure when you get up out that bed, you're not confused. A confused man jumps into bed with a female that 3 days before you knew, oh no, I don't want to get attached to this. As soon as you hop in bed with her, ooh, I can see you having a family with you. Fellas, you're getting confused and you're getting stupid. What you're supposed to do is make sure that when you hop into bed with her, you can get up and leave. Getting somebody pregnant is supposed to be difficult. A woman getting you to get her pregnant is supposed to be hard, fellas. It's not supposed to be easy. A woman convincing you to get her pregnant, man, that's supposed to be hell. That's supposed to be trial by fire. That's supposed to be jumping over Dante's Inferno. It's supposed to be hard as hell to get you to get, for a woman to talk you into getting her pregnant. That's supposed to be hard as hell. It ain't supposed to be easy. That's supposed to be hard. And she's supposed to give you all kinds of assurances. Fellas, we got too many forms of birth control out here. Too damn many. Too damn many. And a man who is that reckless, he just doesn't deserve what he's got, because that takes work. This chick didn't want marriage and she didn't want children. he could have laid up with her for the next decade and she would have been right there. He was starting off good. If you want her to be the chick there because in your little deficient circle, this is a 10. Okay, fine. She's a 10 among these other little lames over there. Great. Go ahead, get you the apartment if you want to. You can have the company apartment. You can have the company car. She's already telling you, hey, she's not going to get in the way of you talking to other females or whatever else you want to do. Okay, you got your arrangement and you leave it at that. You have your arrangement and you leave it at that. Derek Jackson damn sure did.
Auntie, chill!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that name? Derek Jackson sure did. Derek Jackson had a house and he had a couple of condos in Atlanta. He had chicks getting pregnant and every damn thing else. Folks didn't find out until a long time later. Yeah, keep that over there. But by the way, don't get them pregnant, stupid. Because now you've given these females power over you and what you're going to find out is she don't even like your ass. This is the crazy part. Fellas, let me explain something to you. A lot of you find this difficult to accept, but you're going to have to. You need to be honest with yourself when a female really don't dig you for you. She was asked, what did you two talk about? They ain't talk about a damn thing, and she's not somebody who can hold a conversation. Okay, she is bedroom news. And that's okay. There's a place in this world for that. There's a place in this world for that. But she's supposed to have a designated lane. And too many fellas refuse to accept when they got a chick who don't really dig you as a man. She digs you as a resource. Okay, and that's okay too. So long as you let her remain a resource. If she is with you for your money, your clout, your access to places, then you make sure that if it's sexual access you want from her or a good look you want from her or occasional assistance, make sure that she has a designated lane and that she cannot leave it. Tell her this is where you're going to be. This is where you're going to be at, because this is all you can handle. This is all you can handle. Can you all imagine what type of single mom this chick is going to be?
Nigga, please!
Can you all imagine what kind of single mom Daisy Chin is going to be? My man Jeezy is finding this out the hard damn way. All these fellas sitting up here making straight asses of themselves, talking about passports in Asia, like you done found something slick. All it shows us is how completely out of touch with the reality you are. I've told you, the westernization is global. Idiots are out there trying to ice skate uphill, thank you Wesley Snipes, and proving every damn day it doesn't work. You follow them with a camera and you find out they're lying their ass off. It doesn't work. These women are the same everywhere. The difference is they know that you're not the way you present yourself to people. It's like, oh, I got a strong frame. No, she's like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Let me explain to you all where he went wrong the first time. Oh, let me go ahead and tell you. He went wrong the first time when he took this chick to go see his parents. He went wrong the first damn time when he took this chick to go see his parents. Because she remembers that. Now, she didn't say that he came to see her parents. Did you all get that? She didn't say that he came to see her parents, but she said that she came to see his. He brought her to see his parents. And when you did that, you let her know, oh, I'm all the way in. He's making social commitments. And what she realizes, well, he's so weak. Here's the game. Fellas who sit up here and get nasty stank hoes pregnant. Ladies, hold this L. Don't get squeamish now. Just be, if you're going to be a hoe, be the best hoe you can be. We ain't hating on it. Let's just keep it real. And when a fella who's willing to do that, it's like, okay, well, maybe I can bully him into marriage. And there's a bunch of fellas out there, as you've seen over the years, with all these programs on YouTube, these chicks call up and tell you, oh, they got married. Then you find out their children are older than the marriage.
Alrighty then.
Then you find out that the kids are older than the marriage. While they're trying to wave their marriage in your face, and the kids are older than the marriage. A fella who does not protect his genes and his genetics will not protect his money. And I want y'all to understand that's why she's coming down so hard on him. She's coming down so hard on him because she's trying to press him, and she thinks she's going to put him in a position where he's going to start paying her off to shut her up. Because here's the issue. This heifer can't go back to Asian society again. She can't go back to Asian society. That's it. If she sees this pregnancy to term, she's done. I mean, she is mainland Chinese. If she sees this pregnancy through to fruition and delivery, she is done. There are no Asian males looking to pick up your biracial black baby and come stunt in front of their mama and their grandmama.
And deal with it, nigga.
Let's just put the bull crap to the side. There are no Asian males looking to do that. Now you'll find some black males who'll do that, and some white ones, and some Latinos. The Asians, and they ain't really trying to rock like that. They're not really trying to rock like that. So she knows this is a one-way trip. And what was supposed to happen is she was supposed to wrap these legs around his goofy ass, and he gets her pregnant, and then he keeps it on the low. But he sat there and came out the bricks with it. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't want no kids, and I ain't got no money. So you going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. In the chat room, she doesn't like Asian men. Come on now. Come on. We can't, folks, we can't be this slow. Asian men don't like her. Asian men don't like her. And it's not that she doesn't like Asian men. She's not through with Asian men. Asian men are through with her. Being tatted up and hood ratted up and bratted up and slutted up and sexual history out this damn world, that flies over here in America in the grimy, grungy places. That doesn't fly in China. She's acting like this over here, then she was acting like that over there. If she was acting like this over here, she was acting like that over there. Now she's going to have a black man's baby. That's it. Asian society is done with her. They're done. Tell me where she's going to go with her biracial black baby that an Asian male making $500,000 a year or more, because she wants a guy who makes $1 million. Show me the Asian male making $1 million a year who's ready to get his Russell Wilson on and pose with the baby of Fresh Prince CEO. Damn! Tell me where he's at. No, don't tell me about what they will do or what they won't do. Tell me where that dude is. Tell me where the Asian dude knocking down $500,000, $1 million a year is, waiting to style and profile with Fresh Prince CEO's baby. Tell me who looking to do that. Yeah, it gets real simple when you ask that question. We don't ask pointless banal questions here. By the way, it gets real simple when you do that math, doesn't it? Show me the Asian male who gonna do that. So we know what she gonna be stuck doing. She gonna be stuck going back and forth from Miami to New York to see if she can find some black sucker who is so desperate to have a true to the blood Asian chick that he overlooks the baby. That he's willing to overlook the baby. Now, she doesn't just have a baby, she's got a notorious one. She got a notorious baby now. She got a baby by a dude a bunch of folks know. Where is she going to be able to skate with this? Where is this going to fly? Folks need to wake up and recognize. It sounds real cute on the internet. It sounds real cute when you say names and games. It sounds real cute when you do that. It doesn't really work in real life. When you try it in real life, it doesn't actually work out. That's the problem. It doesn't actually work. Speaking of things that don't actually work, well, from the I Told You files, oh boy, Chance the Rapper, him and his wife Kristen divorcing after 5 years together. That's it. She's in there. She got the bag. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Fellas, at this point right now, do you need me or anybody else to tell you? Do you need me or anybody else to tell you? Please tell me what's the game? What is it? Females understand today. Let me stick with him for 5 years and she got 2 or 3 kids with him? Stuck with him for 5 years, 2 or 3 kids between him and his mama? Old girl is like, oh, I'm set. I'm set. I am set. I ain't got to worry about a damn thing. I'm set. Masters, publishing, whatever else he gets. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. Do you think he ever even saw it coming? Do you all think that he even saw it coming? Do you think he even saw this coming? Because they had been separated for a while. What about being young and this, that, and the other and being faithful and all this old garbage here? What the hell happened there, man? Come on. Come on. Fellas, I'm a firm believer when a man waits until his 30s or 40s, assuming he's not a trick and a simp already, he's got his head screwed on right. It's like, wait a minute. Fellas sit up here and see warning signs, and then they tell themselves, well, I'll be damned. She kind of cute, and she presents well, and she's a good look for me. And she's like, I'm going to clean this nigga out. She's 30 years old. She is 30 years old. She looks biracial as hell, but she's 30 years old. 30 years old. So you know what that means, right? That means that she wanted to hurry up and get divorced now. She wanted to hurry up and get the divorce now so that she's got another decade in the game to give Ciara's prayer. She wanted to go ahead and do it now while she's 30 years old, and she's got a good decade to go ahead and try to see if she can throw this Hail Mary and get Ciara's prayer. The next dude she's going to is going to have to be a nigga with the edge. It's going to have to be somebody she can be excited by. It's going to have to be somebody who gives her butterflies. It's going to have to be somebody who does that. Because if they're not, she ain't really trying to have it. This is what's happening here now when these fellas are getting younger and younger, falling into the man trap. Falling into the man trap. And by the way, he waited a while before he married her. He waited 5 or 6 years or so before he married her. That's your reptilian brain telling you, leave this heifer alone. Fellas, if you spending 5 or 6 years, that's your reptilian brain trying to warn you, trying to tell you, leave this chick alone. Leave her where she is. If you sitting up here trying to get her pregnant but not married, or married not pregnant, or you stiff-arming her for 5 or 6 years, dude, your brain is trying to tell you this ain't the one. Your brain is trying to tell you. It's trying to get it through that head of yours that this chick ain't the one. She presents good or whatever else. If you got the leverage, just keep laying up with her if that's what you gonna do. Your hind brain was trying to warn you, this chick ain't right. She's got a lot in there, but there's some deal breakers. There's some deal breakers in there. And when you start coming across deal breakers, females start throwing it on you. Can I go ahead and say that, ladies? Females understand, man, when you've exposed your deal breakers, first thing she does is, okay, let me go ahead and turn the triple X rated up to quadruple X rated. Let me do anything. Let me do everything. Get this Negro to drop his guard. That's what it becomes. Get him to drop his guard. Whatever it takes. And if you can get that to happen, he's sitting up here so, I was going to get rid of you, but I guess it's kind of working out now, so I guess we can go ahead and do that. Dude, what part of your brain was listening to that? A lot of fellas out here are going to find these things out the hard damn way. Fellas, welcome to the man trap era. Fellas, there are not enough millionaires to go round. It's just that simple. There are not enough millionaires to go round. Things have gotten dog-ass desperate out here is what I'm trying to tell you. It's gotten dog-ass desperate. There are not enough affluent men, truly affluent men, and there's certainly not enough admired men. There are not enough admired men. And at the end of the day, take a look at this picture here. She wants to be able to say that she looks up to him. But it looks like she's looking at the child and not the man. Fellas, you need to take stock of these obvious gestures of disrespect and contempt. When the female you with sees herself as a star and sees you as a resource, she's married to you for a few years. Now she ready to get back to the streets and see if she can go grab one more fella. Go see if she can grab one more before she's 40. And she gonna leave the kids with you. She gonna leave the kids with you and go see if she can go grab one more dude off these streets before she's 40. And go have her quote unquote fun. Yeah, I did the mommy thing. And she's like, I'm ready to go. I don't have to do all that other stuff. I'm ready to go. Fellas, they're not sitting up here. It used to be you had to be a multimillionaire. You don't have to do that anymore. You just got to be beating out your competition. And that's it. They're looking to see what they can grab and drag out of you. They're just looking to see what they can grab and drag. And if you got something, you got two little old pennies to rub together, here she comes. Well, I certainly hope they didn't get married in California because he's going to get it handed to him. He's going to get it handed to him. A lot of fellas out there, they're telling me, I want you to think about this for a few moments. These two chicks, the Asian chick and the black chick, the so-called black married chick, they weren't talking about love. Did you all get that? They were not discussing love. They were not talking about love. I want the men to understand this especially. I want the men especially to understand this. The women aren't discussing love. The men sit around talking about love as if that's some assurance, as if that's some guarantee, as if that's some assurity. Well, she loved me. And she's sitting up here telling you, I've never felt like this before. He's the greatest man ever. She's saying all this stuff here while she is trying to destroy him in front of everybody. Fellas, they don't talk about love. I just want you to understand, they don't discuss love. Love is something that gets sold to the men. Love is something that gets sold to the men. Now, going on a little bit here later, she says that he was telling her that she was the only one for him and that he didn't want any other men having sex with her. Now, that's when you're in trouble. Fellas, I mean, I don't know who's got you thinking that you can handcuff something. I don't know where you picked it up from. I don't know why after all these decades, men thinks that's the case. Dude, you know full damn well it's got nothing to do with leagues. Miss Married Woman here doesn't understand there's no such thing as that. So go get more bad advice from her. There's no such thing as leagues, not the way she's trying to describe it. Not the way she's trying to describe it. But as it stands, fellas, if you know that you and the chick you talking to are a damn mismatch, you're supposed to be savvier than that. You're supposed to be smarter than that, and you're supposed to be savvier than that. Most of you fellas listening to me right now, you got other people deciding for you or defining for you what quote unquote makes you a good man or a bad man. Well, here's the problem. You can't ask that question in a room full of females because women, ladies, I got to read the mail. Don't get all in your feelings. I got to read the mail. The problem is that they're always going to define being a good, quote, good man as doing whatever she says. There's the problem. When they discuss being a, quote, good man, you're not a good man if you don't do whatever she wants you to do. Well, now you're a bad man. Now, when she didn't have any leverage over you and didn't have any power over you, she wasn't pulling that kind of garbage. Just as soon as she thinks she's got 2 little ounces of leverage, now all of a sudden she wants to start defining for you what it means to be a good man. She, who knows nothing about manhood, is now trying to define for you what being a good man is. Do you understand that? She's trying to tell you what it is, as opposed to you telling her what it is. It's not her place to tell you what manhood is. She doesn't get a vote in that. She doesn't have anything to say about that. She doesn't get to define what manhood is. That's not the way that works. And yet you got fellas out here who are going to let folks up here and define for them what manhood is. A female is going to tell you that, and when she does, it's like, okay, did you do what I said? Oh, you didn't do what I said. Oh, well then you're a bad man. You haven't done what I said. This is why men need to wait much longer before they make permanent attachments. Men must wait much longer before they make permanent attachments. You cannot sit up here and make permanent attachments. The female can be attached to you. That's great. That's grand. That's wonderful. That's fine. If you are not 100% certain that she's solid, you don't make permanent attachments. Fellas, I mean, look, this chick is straight out of China having a damn trapper nigga baby like it's absolutely nothing. You think anywhere is safe? All you goof offs talking about going to Asia and Southern Asia. This is Asia. This is Asia. You already know South America belongs to the game. Well, this is Asia. You grabbed your passports. You told yourself there was going to be something different somewhere over the rainbow. And then you found out, no, it's the same damn sewer that you had over here. If she's got an opportunity, she's come around the corner to come pat them pockets down. Love ain't got nothing to do with it. Has absolutely not a thing to do with it. Fellas sit up here and say craziness. Maybe there used to be a time where females were sugar and spice and all the little kind of stuff there. Maybe there was a time where that happened. Fellas don't get that, and just understand in this era here, yeah, here it comes. Yeah, the passports were going to do their thing. The passports were going to do their thing. Let me see what we have on here. Hour and 40. Okay, I'm not 1,000% certain what is going on. I'm just going to do my best here. They are having issues with Blog Talk again. We're going to go ahead and hook it up here on Zoom instead. If you want to call in, we'll go ahead and take calls for a few minutes here on Zoom. You can have the opportunity to do that. I'll go ahead and throw that in the chat room for you here. Yeah, folks, welcome to the man trap era. Women killed chivalry. They killed chivalry. Now they're like, man, damn chivalry. We going straight to slavery. Like, oh, no. Damn chivalry. We going straight to slavery now. If these men ain't going to break off some benefits, look here, it's all out here in the streets. It is all out here in the streets. If these fellas not going to do that, that's it. We going to take us something. We going to take us something. Dude, it's dead serious now. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program here on PayPal, PayPal, Venmo. Thank you very much for your support here. Shout out to John. Brother John is still out there. Been looking for you. Evan. Everybody else here, thank you very much. Young Investor, that's my dude. Carlos and everyone else here. Not going to read all the names here tonight, but thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. Folks, to the fellas out there, a lot of you are going to find yourselves peer pressured into absolutely diabolically disadvantageous, look it up, situations that are absolutely against your best interests, and folks are going to be cheering you on the whole damn time. Your mama might be cheering you on the whole damn time. I've warned you about this on my Patreon, the first Dark Arts of Game. The first Dark Arts of Game that I held on Patreon, I warned you that, by the way, the number one source of inaccurate information is going to be your mother. Your mama is going to be, unless she's a certain type of chick, she is very, very disinclined to teach you how to have mastery over other females. Your mother is very, very unlikely to teach you how to do that. Not unless you're an extremely successful individual. Then mama might back you because she fighting these other chicks to get access to your resources. Oh, can I say that? Come on now, the NBA, the NFL, why are their mothers so protective of them? Yeah, because she feel like she should be in line first for your resources. You supposed to be buying her the house. You supposed to be buying her the fancy car. You're supposed to be doing that. And this other chick you sitting up here looking at, she's an obstacle. So all of a sudden, if you're knocking down tens and hundreds of millions, your mama don't really want you fooling with other bros like that. It's like, She got to make sure she's taken care of. And this other chick might have you sitting up here taking care of her better. Oh, a lot of y'all ain't gonna like that. But you know it's true. Your mama doesn't want to see you taking care of another chick better than her. Nicer car, nicer handbag, nicer restaurants, nicer vacation. You ain't supposed to do that. Okay. Next thing you know, you done dropped a grip. And everywhere you go, people are pulling at you. The women are pulling at you. And a lot of you fellas have been buck broken into believing be a good dude. Well, take a look at what they're doing. These are not good women. These are not good women. A good woman does not put her damn sexual business out there for the whole damn world to gaze at. How is a man supposed to take you seriously or be honored to have you around and you sitting up here with your whole damn sexual history and this, that, and the other on display to the world? Let me tell you who hit it. Let me tell you how he did it. Let me tell you how he smeared me. Let me tell you how greasy I got. Oh, look, I'm pregnant this time because we kept going at it until I finally was. How the hell is that? How the hell is that a good woman? What's good about that? How much work are you supposed to do for that? You're supposed to make $1 million a year for that? So you went out, worked your ass off. You're going to make $1 million a year, and all you going to get is a Asian single mother. That's what you're going to get. Now, of course, I would be remiss if I did not speak on this part here, but I gotta say it. So these dudes are sitting up here and whatnot, and these fellas made careers talking about how terrible black women are. They made careers about it. Remember about the fellow who called me up a couple years ago talking about how black women are this and black women are that. And what did he do? He went off and got a white and Asian single mother. Now they got his kids. He didn't even have the damn sense to just sit up here and lay up and leave. It's like, by the way, yeah. Fellas, understand, it's a bad look. It is a bad look. Because this chick ain't gonna go away. Not this one. She was a greenhorn. She didn't know anything really. She thought she was more fly than she really was. She thought she had more pull than she really did. She thought she was more influential than she really was. She grabbed a dude who's a rolling stone. She grabbed a fella who has absolutely no problem ghosting you. And now she put all her eggs in that basket. Now all her eggs in that basket and she can't get away from it. She can't get away from it now. Not now she can't. And you know her family's looking at her like a fool. She thought there were going to be easy pickings in the States. That's what she thought. She thought she would get out of China, come over here, find some easy sap. And this fellow was going to move heaven and earth for her, and she was going to be straight. That's what she thought. And she found out that's not actually the way that's going to go. The other thing is, if she is the one in charge of choosing and her judgment is this absolutely abysmal, she doesn't need to be made. How in the hell can you be trying to argue anything to defend her at all when her judgment is this shoddy and unreliable? Her judgment is this terrible. And you sitting up here sister girl in her. You don't sister girl a bimbo. You don't sister girl a bimbo. And that is what she is. She's a bimbo. And if she had a lick of damn sense, She would have been with somebody else somewhere else. But the real problem is, she went to smart cities. And the places that she went to were already hip to the game, so she didn't have the ability here to sit up here and actually get over in the game on anybody. She didn't have it. She didn't actually have it. And that's where she's at. She doesn't actually have it. Fellas, a lot of folks have lied to you and they've told you that you're slicker than the chicks from the, quote, third world country. Man, the internet made all women equally slick. People overseas learn about America on TV and the internet. The internet made all women on planet Earth Westerners. For the fellas who are in denial and don't want to hear that, there's an old saying, God made all men, Smith & Wesson made all men equal. Well, the internet made all women Americans. It made all women Westerners. She doesn't have a microwave, but she got a cell phone. And she's been sitting there looking at TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and everything else and been saying, hey, I want that right there. I want that. Now she's like, hey, whatever I got to do to make that happen. And then you find some greenhorn jackass here who's been listening to a bunch of washed up veterans tell him, hey, you go overseas, you might go farther there. And these chicks is breaking the hell out of them. Fellas, no disrespect here, but to the old veterans and whatnot, that nigga ain't trying to have no kids. He's already given his best years. He's not really trying to do nothing big right now. Your best days are supposed to be in front of you. Too many people sit up here and talk to folk who are not in the positions they want to be in. Your best days are in front of you, and you're listening to people whose best days, biggest days, most ambitious days are behind them. He has no interest in building anything else. They just want to sit and hang out. Okay, the problem is you're hanging out with a bunch of sharks and predators. These women are sharks and predators. In the chat room, Insane Marketer said all she could pick is a fool. Here's the issue. She's already tried her luck in China. There's nothing in China. The fellas who do got millions, those dudes are titans and they run the yard. They got their pick of the litter. Women are the last thing they're worried about. The working class dudes who got a job at Foxconn, where they're committing suicide all over the place, that's what the average chick in China has to look forward to. That is what the average Chinese female, it doesn't matter that they don't have the obesity problem. It doesn't matter that they don't have some of the other issues. That's all they got. The Chinese government has been cracking down on millionaires and billionaires. Shout out Jack Ma. Probably the most dangerous occupation in China to have is rich entrepreneur. Because the People's Party is always looking over your shoulder. So that's not really a safe place to be a baller. So those are very limited. The folks who are allowed to ball out, they're the ones who got connections in the party. They have connections in the Communist Party. So they ain't gonna come for his because he's on the team. Okay, but everybody can't be connected. So if you are the average female in China, you can go to the gym, you can work out, you can get buns of steel, you can do all the backflips and somersaults you want to. There are not enough buyers. People, take a look on your damn screen. Take a look at that. That's slim pickings. That's slim pickings. She can talk about her waist. She can talk about her fat to muscle ratio. She can talk about all that. Take a look here. Come on, man. There's not a bunch of buyers. They're not. Take a look at how many empty seats you see there. It's not a bunch of buyers. Certainly not anybody who can transform and change her life. And by the way, do you see she's just one of several? She's not the only one. She's just one of several. Now, can you imagine what it's like to be one of them balling Chinese men over there? Can you imagine what it's like to be one of the Chinese men who balling? Take a look at it, dude. They swimming in them. They're swimming in them. Where's the rush for him? Where's the rush? Okay, do you understand? A Chinese millionaire could walk up there on that stage and grab all four of them women, right? You do understand that, right? A Chinese, she already told you she don't care about marriage. She doesn't care if you got other women. She came over here pre-packaged and pre-calibrated. A Chinese millionaire could just walk up on that damn stage and take all four of them. And that's the real. You don't have leverage in an environment like that. You don't have leverage in an environment like that, where there are hundreds of millions of women and thousands of millionaires. You don't have leverage there. You're going to take what you can get. She came over here and said, look, maybe it'll be easier over here. She found a sucker, but she found out, by the way, the only person dumber than him is you. I want the fellas here to pay attention to that, because this is a serious era you're going into now, and you are in the middle of it. To my six-figure men, my $250,000 a year men and whatnot, dudes, you cannot underestimate anybody you meet from anywhere. They're all the same. They've all been gamed up. They're all prepared. And they are all looking to get you to drop your defenses. Whatever it takes to get you to drop your defenses. Why she came all the way from China, and why she paid the tab at the restaurant. Y'all gotta understand how easily that had a nigga head floating. Why she paid, take a look at her, man. Why she paid the bill at the restaurant. You don't have to sit up here and nag her to go to the gym. Why she paid for a gift for me. Why she's a good look to go see my parents. Don't you know niggas is taking that hook, line, and sinker? That got him to drop all his defenses. Now, you can sit up here and mock Fresh if you want to, but if we gonna keep it a $103, a lot of you fellas, you go for the same damn thing. You're like, okay, it don't get no better than this. Let me make sure this heifer don't go nowhere. Yeah, if she gets a baby, I ain't really got to worry about it. If she gets a baby, well, ain't nobody else going to be rocking with her. You might be correct, but if she put all her eggs on your basket, then next thing you know, it's like, oh boy, if you're the last train leaving, she's going to have a fit about that. I got Frank here on Zoom, looking to see what's going on. There you go. All right, Immigrant B1, what is on your mind, brother?
Good evening, Jason. I have at least 3 questions I want to ask you, so if you could indulge me. So the first question I want to ask is about Chance. I also heard that he just got divorced, but you mentioned that he was dating her for like 5 years before they got married. And I know that you said that we as men should date the women that we're with for at least 2 to 3 years before we marry them. So I wanted to ask, what mistake do you think Chance made to get to where he is right now?
Chance the Rapper did not solidify his historical position. He's got a mother. She was in politics. He's still trying to get back in the rap game. And the mistake he made, now y'all are not going to like this. You're not going to like it. But I got to keep it real with you. You asked me, I'm glad you asked that because I was hoping someone would ask that. Everyone, the mistake that Chance the Rapper made was he fell off. Damn! That's it. The mistake that Chance the Rapper made, he fell off. She married him. He was like a bad stock. She was supposed to be marrying him at the bottom on his way up. She married him at the top on his way down. And so now she's saying, I'll be damned. There is no clout. There is no status. There is no shine. There's no benefit to staying with him. He's not even really admired where he's from. You done fell off. Now I can show you, if you ever say something I don't like or do something I don't like, now I can show you what I really think. Because what am I going to lose? A used to be hot rapper? What am I going to lose? You waiting on your damn royalty checks just like I am. But I've been married to you. Here comes entitlement. Well, I've been married to you, so those aren't your royalty checks anymore. Those are mine. So I don't have to stay with you to get your raggedy ass royalty checks. I can get that already. I can get that. I don't have to stay with you for that. So if y'all want to know what happened to Chance, he fell off, dude. The career fell off. He is in no way able to show her that there will be a brighter day. And she's looking in the mirror saying, you know what? I still look pretty good for 30 years old, and I'm sure the stretch marks on my belly are not too offensive. Let me go see if I can go get me another rapper out here. Let me go see if I can grab another one. That's why I'm telling y'all, when folks say, Jason, when is Ciara going to leave Russell when he starts failing? Right now, everybody can see he's in the middle of it now. Jackass is trying to talk about the money he's owed from Denver. That's all her money. The real issue is you don't leave Tom Brady, the rest of them. I don't know what folks don't understand. Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, we get on the list. Chicks don't check out until your career is over. When they realize, okay, there's nothing more to get. Dr. Dre. Beats. I told y'all about that. Nicole Young said, okay, as soon as he got that Beats deal, time to check out. He's not going to outdo this. Time to go. Time to go, and I can get the benefits of all that without having him. Time to go. Now, I don't know. Fellas don't like to hear that because they want to believe in such an animal as quote-unquote true love. They want to believe in that because they think that will keep them secure. I'm just saying, hey, fellas, you need to know what the hell you got. You need to know what the hell you got, and you need to level with yourself about that and stop telling yourself you have some mythical creature that doesn't really exist. You know what you got. Chance knew that. Let's just call it like it is. He got some little bright-skinned chick looking like Jordan, whatever the hell her name was. And okay, this is a good look, and okay, she presents well, and this, that, and the other. His career then went south 5 years later. So, okay, let me go. You haven't heard anything bad about Chance. You haven't heard a damn thing bad about him. You haven't heard anything bad about him. You know what? You also haven't heard anything good about him. You haven't heard him getting into trouble. Correct. You also haven't heard of him getting the bag neither. Show me the awards show that's inviting him. Show me, let me tell you, you want to know who the most eligible bachelors are in hip hop to the extent that they are? Go take a look at the niggas in that Drake, Kendrick Lamar, beef they got going on right now. Go take a look at them. For the ones who aren't married there, those are the dudes. Though for the ones who aren't married, them the dudes. Chance is not in that circle.
No, it's not.
That's what I want you to understand. When you talk about the hottest hip hop events, the hottest rappers, Chance isn't even a feature. He's not even featured. And that's why his female is like, yeah, what's the benefit of being with you? Fellas, understand something. The reason why you must have competence, the ability to hold a conversation. For me, if you hold a conversation with somebody's parents, you need to know everything you can. It's not about spellbinding her, it's about spellbinding them. If her parents are these are the people who raised her. Sibling. Oh, man. Should I do it?
Yes.
Immigrant B1, should I do it?
Yes.
Brother, but it's a Friday night.
Or the more reason.
Oh, got to fire up the cauldron. Gotta fire up the cauldron. Oh, we about to get off into the dark arts. The fellas love it, the ladies hate it. The ladies loathe it, and the fellas love it. Fellas, let me tell you something right now. You all need to see the world as it accurately is and stop thinking that you see weaknesses as weaknesses when in reality, weaknesses are strengths. Jason, what the hell are you talking about? You all complain endlessly that every female you know don't get along with their family, don't get along with their mama. There's sibling rivalry. You are the person who is supposed to show her siblings that she won. That's what you're supposed to do. You want to know what gives you value as a man? By showing her siblings that you're the reason she's winning. She's winning because she with you. When she shows up for them family events and this, that, and the other, she ain't got to bring a cake. She ain't got to bring a turkey. She ain't got to bring a damn candy bar. She got you. And now she's winning. She's got you. You pull up in the Maybach. You're winning. She just slam dunked on all her sisters, all her brothers, all her aunts, and her mama if she don't get along with her. She just slam dunked on her. Yeah. Nigga, she is never going to let you go under those circumstances if you're the one who facilitates that. She ain't never going to let that go. She's like, oh, hell no. This is the man. He just led me to victory over my siblings. Why would I ever let this go? That's silliness. Every fella in here knows this, but before tonight, before I explain to you all, and oh yes, I've used this several times. The only time it doesn't work when you got a damn only child. And that's the only time it doesn't work. It's like, ah, damn it. Hopefully they don't get along with their mom very well, but when you're dealing with an only child, that's the only thing that puts the damn stumbling block in the way. If they got siblings, particularly sisters, oh, hell. Please. Just drop it in Santa's bag. Drop it in the bag. And if she doesn't get along with them and whatnot, all you got to do is help her one up over them. That's it. And you're the one who did it. It's a wrap. That is a wrap. But you have to be able to do it. And what I'm saying is 5-6 years ago, George Floyd got killed. Chance the Rapper was still a name back then. 5 years later, he's not. I don't know how much money he makes or money he gets. What I'm saying is he no longer has the status he did. Mm-hmm. Saying his name will make people roll their eyes. No woman wants to do that. She's 30 years old. She's in the middle of her generation. She knows how the rest of her peers in Gen Z and millennials feel about him. She knows Chance just used to be somebody.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that. Now, she done got married and had 2 kids with you, and you have failed to continue outperforming. Time to go. You've given me nothing to worship, and as a result, you've given me nothing to lose. And that's a cold ass game, but it's reality.
The next question that I wanted to ask was about the Chinese lady. Considering, taking into account the fact that essentially she couldn't really find anything amongst Chinese men, what could she have done better to not end up where she is right now?
Females tend to, in every society, you always got some oddball who doesn't know how to read the room. She wants to be a maverick. She's been living on Instagram or whatever. So just like you have, nerds in America who identify with Japan because they watch anime and manga, females around the world identify with America because they got Instagram and TikTok. Mm-hmm. So she's doing what she thinks is impressive for that particular segment of the population that she wants to appeal to. She probably thinks that Asian men are a little too stiff, a little too boring. What she said, I want an exciting fella. Let's just keep it a $103. We got swag locked down. Okay, She's like, okay, I'm trying to do that. Well, guess what? There's another word for that: status. These guys are doing things. They're accomplishing things. They're taking their piece of the world. They're accomplishing that. And she wants to be in a place that does that. She's already brought the lazy ass femininity. She wants a fella who's ruling something and running something. Yeah. And she got suckered in, but that's what she wants. She wants that. And she was obviously a disciplinary problem. I don't know what her home environment was, but she is maladjusted. She's a Chinese chick who has 2 very large tattoos on her back.
Yeah.
2 very prominently featured. You cannot take her to a restaurant in China in an evening dress. She can't wear an evening dress. She can't wear one. She is an embarrassment. To Chinese men, she is an embarrassment. She can go to the gym and do every damn thing in the world she wants to. She's embarrassing to them. They're supposed to present her to the matriarch of their family. That as a young Chinese man, that you, after being raised by your Chinese mother, you have brought her the example of the female that you feel would accommodate what your mother raised you to be. That you will carry on the family's legacy with this woman here. Yo, mama ain't goddamn me nail polish, much less tattoos. Your mother can see what it is. She hot to trot. She good to go. She for the block. And a silly man is going to try to make a wife out of that. Your mama might not be too scared if she just see you laying up and going home. And it's like, okay, you getting a little attached to this chick, ain't you? So you got a bunch of those, dude. You got, when the passport bros talk about, quote, Asian women, that's the one they're talking about. They're talking about this. Let's be very, very clear. The passport bros, when they talk about Asian women, they're talking about this. They're talking about this. They're not talking about Michelle Yeoh. They're not talking about any of that. They're talking about this chick right here. They're talking about Jeannie Mai. They're talking about this chick right here. And the only thing it can do is end disastrously. That's all it can do. And if you're stupid enough to stick around, well, okay, it can happen for you. But they're not. When you've been disaffected and she's held out as long as she could, that's it. And a lot of fellas don't understand that that's what you're really dealing with in that regard. They find out the hard damn way. As long as she can speak English and got a nice waistline, it's like, okay, well, let me work with it. And it's like, dude, don't you see she's suckering you in? Well, no. Well, they're all these, the America's where the fat women are. I want to go to a place where there's all the slim fit women. So it doesn't matter what quality of male I am. Just throw a rock and you'll get a female with a nice waistline and I'll make it work. And it doesn't. It doesn't work because every woman wants something. That's the problem. They want something. You're not actually bringing anything. So she's messed herself up in the game now. She's messed herself up in the game. She's hanging out like a sore thumb. She's going to be yelling and screaming here for a minute. I fully suspect she's either going to stay in New York or go back to China. She's going to have to. Miami ain't no spot for her. Yeah, she's going to go New York, Chinatown, or she's going to go back to China proper. And then you won't see her again.
Well, that's unfortunate for her. My last question is a bit more personal. So, my dad and my mom, they never got married after my mom had me. And based on the conversations that I've had with both of my parents, it seems as if the reason my dad ended up not marrying my mom is because she thought she was too, I guess, for lack of a better word, ambitious, or she was very, I don't know how else to put it. She was very strong-willed, as opposed to the woman that he ended up being with, who was more, I would say, she was more willing to, I guess, follow his lead. So my question with that is, should we as men, what is more useful for us? Should we be with somebody who is more willing to follow us, even though we're not ready to lead? Or should we be with someone, with a woman who is extremely ambitious and who would try to get us to push ourselves to our limit intellectually and in every other way.
Okay, let me go ahead and address that right after this. It appears that her page on Instagram is no longer available.
Oh.
Was it something I said?
Alrighty then.
Was it something I said? Now, don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something right now, because she's doing what emotional, impulsive females tend to do, completely screw themselves. There actually is a way out for her. There actually is. But she can't get it by listening to the folks she's listening to. She can't do it by executing their game plan. It doesn't work that way. So there actually is. She's not going to be able to do some of the things she was looking for, but there actually is. There's an NBA athlete out there who will take her raggedy ass. Yeah. Man, look here. I ain't even supposed to get this to the young lady is out there right now panicking and everything else. Baby, there's some dumbass NBA athlete out there who's ready to let you get your Britney runner on. There's an NBA athlete who will go for it. But the thing is, you're not ready for a specific city. That's the problem. She's too international. She ain't really built and ready to exude the qualities of a specific city. If she actually did look like a Miami chick, a New York chick, a DC chick, an Atlanta chick, a Dallas chick, a LA chick, a Sacramento chick, if she actually did that, she'd have a shot. She'd have a shot. But she doesn't have any of the local swag, so that's why it doesn't work for her. That's why it can't work for her. She's just too much of an outsider. And that's okay for a greenhorn that doesn't have standards, but for the fellas who can actually cake you off, you got to present them well in the city that they're in. Just because you banging in New Orleans doesn't mean you banging in New York. Just because you banging in Miami doesn't mean that you banging in Michigan. Just because you're banging in Dallas doesn't mean you're banging in Detroit, and vice versa. So she's missing that. She's missing it. And there's nobody really to gang her up, so get ready to hurt. All right, let's talk about what you said about standards for females there. You want a female who challenges you. You do not want a female, listen to me carefully. You do not want a female who challenges your authority. You want a female who challenges you. That is, you want a female who continues to see you as a competitive being. But that only works if she's a competitive being herself. You can't have an uncompetitive female with a competitive male. That's a leech. If your chick is competitive, you're supposed to be competitive. Truth be told, you're supposed to be out competing her. So you want a female who challenges you. You want a female who challenges you. You want a female who looks at your goals and is always looking to see, okay, what's the next one? The worst thing you can do with a female is show her that the ride is over. That she knows everything about you that there is to know. That there are no new nations to conquer. You're done. That is the worst thing that a man can do, is show his woman that the ride is over. Because she's going to go look for a fellow who's not defeated yet. A woman doesn't want a retiree. Hoes do. The lazy do. But even then, they don't respect them. They respect competitors. But that can be difficult. You know, you have to be careful because a female who is challenging to you usually is a bit of a climber and ambitious in her own right. And Mama Black always taught us, be careful about an ambitious female. Be careful about an ambitious female. An ambitious female is difficult to please. She is difficult to please, and in some cases, she's difficult to instruct. Be careful about that. So you want a female who wants you on top of your game. You want a female who doesn't let you sob and hang your head for too long. You want a female who challenges you, not because she's overbearing, but because she knows what you're capable of. That's what you want. You want a female who does that. And by the way, that's probably what your mom did.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you think about it, your mama wasn't sitting there really cracking the whip on you. It's like sometimes, okay, you skin your knee, you whine for a moment. She sits there and lets you do that. And okay, let's pick yourselves up. Okay, you got that out of your system? All right, pick yourself up. Because at the end of the day, you still have something to do. Whether you have a skinned knee or you don't. So she's not abusing you. She's reminding you this is the level you're supposed to be operating at. We do this with cuts and bruises and scrapes and scars. Yes, and we still do it. And she expects you to still do it. And you're looking for a female who does that because if she's supportive of it, she's not overbearing, she's not a gold digger, she's just pushing you and everything you've done. She's like, you can do even better. You want a female who believes in you, not a female who loves you. You want a female who admires you. So all the young men, I talked about this years ago with Joe Budden and others. For men, stop falling for this amorphous concept called love. Now, don't listen to hoes who tell you about not having love. Hoes that means I put my drawers in the street and I can take all your money. Don't listen to hoes tell you that love doesn't exist. What I'm telling you is that men don't fall for a simple-minded concept called love. Well, Jason, how do I measure it? Admiration. Does your woman admire you? Does she look up to you? Does she respect your intelligence, your drive, your motivation? Or do you lack drive and motivation and she just has to pretend? Does she push you or have you given her nothing to push? Take a look at her and can you remind her not of what you said, but of what you've done? And she can look at that with admiration. He did that. My man did that. Not my man is that. My man did that. At the end of the day, when she starts getting in bidding wars with her girlfriends, the cards they play is what their man did, not who he is, not what he says, it's what he did. That's what wins the game. Men get stuck on love because that was what your mother gave you. Problem, these females out here are not your mama. So what keeps your mama happy is not what's going to be keeping them happy. So they're going to challenge you. If you're lucky, they're going to challenge you. They're going to insist you do more. They're going to insist you dig into yourself. Yesterday's best is not going to be acceptable for today, and today's best will not be acceptable tomorrow. And that's as it should be. And if you have the right woman, when you look at her, you see the same thing. If you don't, you have a problem.
I have another question that has been ruminating in my mind. So I've been thinking a lot about the idea of marriage vows and the fact that a lot of, traditionally when people get married, they say they say whatever the vows are, and then usually it's for better or worse. And then yet when during we see that like when people get married and something happens, people ask for divorces, whether you think it's justified or not. And so I've been thinking about the idea of maybe, eliminating marriage vows, because I feel like if you're going to say that you want to be in a situation for better or worse, then you really should mean that. So I wanted to hear your opinion on what you think about the relationship between marriage vows and how people treat the fact that people are so willing to be divorced.
The world has changed. It used to be that you could rely on a female's family to keep her chaste. That means not being a hoe. To keep her ladylike, that they have prepared her to take care of a home and a man and children. You can no longer do that. The females are being told to go to school for 12 years and hopefully do whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do any of these things or have any of these skills, that's okay too. So you can no longer rely on that. You can't. The families are not giving that to you. As men, the world has changed. We need to change along with it. That's the difference. So what you're looking for is not a person who speaks marriage vows. You're looking for a person who lives them. And my real issue is We live in a world where the females now are taught something that they were never taught before the last 50 years. They're taught to be cunning and sly. They're encouraged to do it. Nobody was telling females, here's how you can give a fake pregnancy test. Nobody says that. Nobody did that before now. No one. That's the generation you're in right now. Here. Now, if that's where you're at today, then you cannot afford to be naive. Okay, what's the next thing? The next thing is that, did they sacrifice for you? I didn't say did they go half on a meal or half on a damn bracelet. I'm talking about something she really values, something she really treasures, something that means a lot to her, and she has given that up for you. Did she give up the family reunion for you? Just saying. Did she give up the graduation ceremony for you? Did she give up the niece's baby shower for you? Has she gave up $10,000 for you? Damn a bracelet. Show me how much investment she done put in the damn game. Some things that she really can't do without. Did she do that? Because a baby is easy. Damn right I said it. A baby costs nothing. Show me how much work she's done. Show me what she's sacrificed. Chance the Rapper, what did that woman sacrifice before he married her? What did she have to give up? Who did she have to outcompete? Who? You can't show me where these people gave up anything. Show me what a woman sacrifices for, and I will show you what her allegiance is to. She sacrificed for her degree. So glad you said that. Now, because I'm going to demand that you sacrifice that degree for me. Did you hear that, brother?
Mm-hmm.
If she was, that degree means everything. I'm so glad you said that, because that's exactly what I'm going to require you to sacrifice. And I will not believe you until you do. And if it takes you too long to sacrifice it, don't bother. Because as a man, we're told we got to be ready to give up every damn thing. But the men are not requiring reciprocity. Look it up. The men are not requiring an equivalent exchange. Find what a woman believes in. Oh, the ladies done got quiet now, y'all. Oh, the ladies got quiet in the chat. The ladies are like, oh, hell. The ladies ain't liking this part. Now, they know I'm not lying. They know I'm not lying or exaggerating. The ladies not liking me telling the fellas, hey, by the way, hey, fellas, yeah, you want to know how to gauge admiration? You want to know how to gauge loyalty? Show me what she's giving up. Show me what she's sacrificing. Tell her to tell you what means the most to her, and then you say, that's good. When's your college graduation? This Thursday. Okay, you and me are going out of town this Wednesday. What? I can't do that. You see if she puts you in front of that. If she does, she values you. I didn't say love. I don't know if we can define love, but I do know that we can define if she puts you ahead of those things. Now, I do know we can do that. She comes to you with 4 or 5 bastard kids in tow and then telling you what you got to give up for them. So wait a minute, hold on. Fellas don't understand you're coming in the door sacrificing things. Stop looking for this concept called love. Where Fresh messed up, boy, he messed up in so many different areas, but where he really messed up at was this chick was unwilling to sacrifice her hood ratism. He didn't have proper standards, so she could sit there and not have proper standards, and the two of them together can have not proper standards. Now they're going at it hammer and tong. When in reality, he never should have given her that much power to begin with. She is thoughtware, not software, not hardware, thoughtware. And you're supposed to use her as thoughtware. You go out there on Ocean, you go to the club down there, you go to the Strip, you go to Waldorf Astoria, you go to IHG, that's what you do with her. She is like owning, for a bunch of guys who claim that they own exotic cars, she's like a McLaren. You take her out for the weekend. She ain't supposed to be every day. She's supposed to be, let me dip through on the weekend. And when you don't have a standard, you can't keep that kind of discipline. You're trying to make her an everyday driver. She's not an everyday driver. And there's where the mistake was made. If she's not willing to give up this thottish stuff, okay, I got to put you in a box.
Yeah.
And think about where he's at. Yeah. What I've realized as I've gotten older here, dude, fellas, y'all are not going to like me saying this. The women are going to love it. Y'all fellas are weak in this regard. Y'all are willing to do anything for sex. Anything. And the females know if I just lean on him long enough, he's going to give me anything, including the baby. There's the problem. For men today, the problem is that no never actually means no. That's the problem. No doesn't actually mean no, which is why this chick was sitting up here doing this interview and contradicting herself every other minute. Well, yeah, because she can have it both ways with him. He didn't make it clear to her, you cannot have it both ways. There's going to be one way or the highway. And men today, it no never means no. You cannot have the respect of the women when the men are not solid. The women need to know, hey, if you thought where this is what it's going to be. And if the men spoke in a unified voice, when the female goes to 5 or 6 guys and she gets the same response, it starts getting through her head. Oh, I think I'm worth more than that, but I'm really not. Now she takes her position. You get some dummy who sits up here and falls for dark game and she gets pregnant. Now you're her slave. Take a look at the way she's talking about him. She's talking about him like master and slave. She's talking about what she's going to do to him. With the black female sitting up there co-signing and cheering. She's talking about what she's going to do to him. That's a master-slave relationship. That's not a man-woman relationship. So men today need to have a standard, stick to it. Y'all need to be able to have sex with a chick and send her home. Men need to accept the idea that you can have sex with a female and send her ass home. That's just it. She came over, you had some fun, Uber, Lyft, bus pass. Hopefully she got her own car. Don't give her your address. I said it. Trust me, that goes bad every time, fellas. By the way, one more pro tip, don't take it to your house. Can you imagine the havoc that this Asian chick could wreak if she knows his home address?
Yeah. Sure.
Think about that for a few moments. Think about the havoc she could wreak if she knows his home address. So, fellas, that's just one more pro tip. Standards help.
Yeah. So, another thing that I thought about, which I noticed, is at the gym where I train, there's a guy, he's a white guy, and he talks like pretty freely about the fact that in his household, he's mostly a stay-at-home dad, and that his wife, she makes more money than him, and she is the primary breadwinner. And the level of comfort with which he says it makes me wonder, do you think that that is something that we as men, and particularly black men, should ever be comfortable with? Or do you think that we should always strive to be the primary breadwinner in the household?
Well, I mean, you certainly strive to be that, but here's the thing. Remember, I had a chick call me up a couple of years ago and she made more money than her husband, but then again, she was an RN. So it depends on how much more she makes. I mean, it's a dip. If he makes $150,000 and she makes $200,000, meh. If he makes $150,000 and she makes $400,000, yikes.
Yeah, okay.
But by the same token, it depends on her, because remember, a woman's income does not influence us to desire her. So it doesn't matter how much money she makes. It's irrelevant. His money is relevant. Her money is not. Now, if he is unambitious and his income being less than hers is a result of his lack of ambition, now you got a problem. But the problem's not the money. The problem is she's like, yeah, you're not ambitious enough. You could do better, but you don't. So there's where you actually get into trouble.
Okay.
But a female, like I say, if he's going to the gym, you know, he's built, he's physically fit, he presents well. If he looks like $1 million, he doesn't have to make $1 million.
Mhm.
If he's with her and they present well and he makes less than her, but he doesn't need her money, there's the key. You make less than her, but you don't need your money, her money.
Mhm.
If you got that, pretty much you're solid.
Yeah.
All other things being equal, you're going to be solid. If you need her money, you make less than her, but you need her money. Now that's when females start turning savage.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that the environment I was referring to is more like it's a martial arts environment. We do a Brazilian jiu-jitsu together, and I'm a blue belt, and he's a brown belt, which is a higher rank. And so most of the time in the gym area, he's usually like dominant because he's been doing it for so long. So when you mentioned the fact that if he looks like $1 million, if he presents well, he like physically he does present well, and the fact that he's at a high level in that hobby, that particular hobby, I think that also helps make it easier for her to be with a guy who maybe he makes less than her, but he's very physically fit. He doesn't have to prove too much more to her.
I mean, it depends on her too. Like I say, if she's a strong foe, then I mean, this competition's not very stiff for her. Then yeah, it might be that kind of situation. So if she's had a bunch of kids, like okay, because remember, white dudes have a specific standard. So if she's failing to meet that standard, she's looking older, she's looking saggy. It's like why do I got to try harder for this? You do me a favor, divorcing me. Divorcing me would be nothing but a favor. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Fellas, it's the man trap era. Fellas, stop being so damn desperate for sex. Have a plan. You're not supposed to be letting the female decide how things are going to go. Have a plan. Fellas, no getting chicks pregnant. We don't do that. If she hasn't checked off all the boxes and met all the qualifiers, we don't do that. A man loses power when he is weak. A man loses power when he's weak. And when you hand a woman leverage, women can't handle power. They're going to go hog wild with it. Go check a job that has nothing but women. They start knocking each other over the head. I'm talking about quickly. There is no female who is worth getting pregnant and giving her power over you. None. And I know some of these chicks can be problematic, and I get it. Tiger Woods was married to Ellen Nordegren. Big ass mess there. He got cleaned out. He gets the new girlfriend. Yeah, big ass mess there, but guess what? He didn't get cleaned out. She did.
Auntie, chill!
So I need the men out here to be objective, but there's a problem. Most of the fellas today believe in a dream chick. I mean, for all this talk the guys do, most of y'all believe in a dream chick. Y'all are waiting for your dream fantasy chick so you can just drop it all off to her, and it's just going to be a bunch of fellas who get took. These fellas are out here pedestalizing females. I've warned you about this before. They're out here pedestalizing females. These females ain't pedestalizing a man anywhere. There isn't a single one of us that these females pedestalize. They like us. They're attracted to us. They don't put us on pedestals. I don't care who you are. And this idea that you can put her on one and she gonna put you on one, that's not the way that works. You ready to sit up here and blow kids with her. Next thing you know, as soon as she says she's pregnant, it's like, oh, damn, she turned demonic. What the hell is this? Dude, you showed weakness. You showed weakness. Sharp and Maggie, you probably was looking for a dude. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to tell you, brothers. When you're down there at the Blue Oyster, you know, I know the fellas you hanging out with looking for a fella. It's just, no, you and me are in two different places. I'd like to tell you that this will be the last time we see this. It won't. It won't. Derek Jackson. Come on, man. Every time we turn around, I'd like to tell you this is the only time we will see this. It will not be. We will see this again. I'm hoping that enough of you guys, if you listen to me, just understand this is the code. These are the rules. Don't ever let some female, I don't care how nice the ass is. I don't care how big the breasts are. I don't care how cute the face is. I don't care how alluring the perfume is. I don't care about any of that. You need to have the rules. And you need to stick by that. And do not let her change the agenda. It's the year 2024. Fellas, if a female is talking about you ejaculating up in her, dude, it's a trap. That's a damn trap. But if she's the best you've ever been able to do, and you're sitting there flirting with the idea of, quote, keeping her, and she sees that you're starry-eyed about her, and she sees an opening, then you're going to find out, oh, she really loved me if she want to get pregnant. There's still dumb niggas who think that a chick getting pregnant by them means that she really, really love you. No, it means she wants to keep you. Men don't understand the difference between a female who wants to keep you versus a female who actually loves you and wants to value you. Those are two separate things. Sometimes they converge. But if a chick is trying to get a baby, what she's saying is, you haven't given me enough control over you. I need to have control. You want to know why the red pill community exists today? The red pill community exists today because females out here savaged the males. They've savaged the males ever since they were in elementary school. They cut you off. They were cold. They were ruthless. They ghosted you. They did it without apology. They did it without remorse. And when you saw how cold and ruthless the females could be, first you were perplexed because you're like, wow, my mom wouldn't have ever done that. Then you had to wake up and realize they are not sugar and spice and everything nice. You had to wake up and realize that. And the red pill community exists today because males have been woken up to that, or at least they've experienced those bad things, whether or not they make the proper adjustments. I'm telling the fellas, by the way, hey fellas, the females have absolutely no problem hopping out of bed with you and then an hour later sending you a text message talking about, I don't know if we're going to work out. Fellas, a lot of you may not experience anything here, but these women, they don't have any problem hopping out the bed with you and an hour or 2 hours later sending you a text message talking about, I don't know if things are going to work out. I'm not happy. I'm bored. I'm unfulfilled. And you found out right then, right there, what she's been feeling the whole damn time. I need the men to understand that. The fellas are out here catching feelings, and the females are damn me ruthless. The fellas are out here catching females, and the women are ruthless. Now I'm telling the guys, you better make some adjustments because these chicks know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and they're looking for the weak. They're looking for the weak. And if that's you, she's got something for you. I don't know how things are going to work out over there with Daisy Chin and Fresh and Misfit. I don't know how things are going to work out over there. What I do know is all you fellas out there, take this as another brutal reminder. No, it cannot happen to just anybody. It only happens to the sloppy and the silly. But no, it can happen to anybody. No, it can't. No, it can't. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. Click that red subscribe button, click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we are here. If you are not a member of our Patreon, the link is in the description. Got a few things here I want to go over here tomorrow. I know we've been kind of hitting y'all kind of fast with this stuff here, but I got a few things I want to go over here tomorrow. I'm going to officially start working on some of that enrichment I was referring to. So tomorrow, we're going to have a discussion about that specifically on Patreon. I'm going to have much smaller groups of people that I work with from now on. I'm going to have much smaller groups of people that I work with because I want to see results start to happen. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. We'll discuss it more tomorrow. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, Venmo. Thank you very much for tuning in live or recorded. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will trap you.